Hello everybody. It's so nice to see you again in this video. My name is Ron Paolo, and in this video I'm going to discuss about something that touches me so much because, well, I have always thought about life as being so unfair and unreasonable for me to live in. But that was before I realized that I had changed my own perspective about life. I cannot even remember just how many times I have always wanted to end my life in an instant just because of the numerous setbacks that I have previously experienced in my personal life so far. You get what I mean? Remember when I told you all before that I used to fail a lot of subjects that were just so difficult for me to pass, like algebra and advanced calculus, for instance? But those were not the only subjects that I failed on. So my grades weren't really so high. And I never achieved any Latin honors like summa cum laude or summa cum laude during my entire lifetime in school. So, to be honest, I would always think about choosing a different university abroad that is so prestigious with such a friendly community so that I could take my life in a different direction. And maybe the quality of my life could have been improved a lot more had I just taken up personal therapy, for example, to help alleviate my chronic depression and anxiety so that I can feel all better again. So I was always ending up in so many dead end tutoring jobs that just didn't really help me advance my career position as an English as a second language tutor for any of my students whom I had taught before. So I never actually earned so much money on my hourly salary, and my working hours were just so extremely arduous and exhausting for me. They were so exhausting. So it's like life is just punishing me so much for not even giving me the greatest advantages in life that I just didn't want to return to another dead end job again because I didn't like to encounter the same mental health problems that I had perpetually felt during those times that I needed to work in those jobs so that I can stay productive at all times, if you get my point. I had always treated life as ugly. Why? Because no matter how hard I worked for my passions, I still never had the same advantages of life that I had always wanted. I would continue to just become so jealous of my other friends' lives because they would often tell me that, oh, your life sucks. Maybe you should just pursue a different career, or maybe you could have just enrolled in a different university, for example. I mean, I don't even get to decide which university I get to attend to, right? So I would always think to myself that all of my hard work spent on this YouTube channel, for example, might not even be worthwhile for me because I just don't even know if I'll be able to attract more viewers who will actually be interested in learning more from my videos, or if I'll have the ability to monetize my channel so that I won't even have to worry so much about financial problems anymore because maybe, just maybe, YouTube could potentially be my main passive source of income, along with my other income sources like my digital product store where I sell teaching materials, for example, which is a real business. But of course, if I were to assume that I would always get low numbers of views, okay, then I would often get used to the mindset that I am such a loser and that I will never even continue to pursue YouTube ever again, if all else fails on my YouTube channel. I mean, I'm so sorry. I'm terribly sorry if I am making you all feel so depressed right now, as it is just so hard for me to talk about all of this as well. And I just don't even want to make everyone feel so disappointed with my content either. I don't even know if anyone hates my content so much, right? Or if anyone even likes watching my videos. I mean, I'm still getting some likes, but I'm just not even sure if they're actually learning something new from my videos, you know? I still try my best, even though I am not super confident in front of the camera, because even my life is so hard already that I am currently unemployed and I am always worried about finances, and I have also lost a lot of friends along the journey. I mean, most of them are already out of town, some of them have passed away, which is sad, you know. And although life became so difficult for me, it is still beautiful for me to live in. I mean, just because life is ugly, that doesn't mean that we should give it an excuse to hate on life so much, okay? To tell you all the truth, we all only have one life in this world. And if you could still remember the acronym YOLO, which literally means you only live once, right? Then you have to know by now, okay? You should know by now that living your own life to the fullest is always the best thing to experience in a lifetime. And well, we should all be able to understand that life can be full of surprises. So we will never know which problems we're going to face, right? I remember when I first listened to one of Warren G's new songs called Life is Beautiful. He once said in that song that life is beautiful, so don't ever say you can't try and do evil like you can't die because evil is out there trying to murder everybody. So it was just such a life changing verse for me to listen to because the truth is, we all have our own inner demons within us, okay? And we cannot let any forms of evil things succumb to our innocent minds. We are not inherently raised to become evil beings in this world. And evil shouldn't even inwardly murder your good moral character and your innocent persona. I was always a huge fan of Warren G, so that's also why I had to mention that song. And he was one of my favorite G Funk rappers when I was young. Anyways, let's move back to the discussion. So, if you still think about life as being so unfair to you, then just remember this, that life will always be so unfair and unexpectedly harsh on anyone who is still alive in this world. Don't ever surrender yourself, okay, to all of the tedious and ludicrous problems that life will always uncontrollably throw at you, okay? Because problems will always be uncontrollable sometimes. Because life is never perfect and life will never be ugly. It is always going to be so beautiful no matter what the imperfections will be. If ending your life once and for all ever comes to your mind because you couldn't stand life being so ugly to you anymore, then just remember that I will always be there to listen to your problems rather than attend your funeral service and just give up entirely in life. I am not a professional therapist, okay, but we all do need some therapy or self development coaching every once in a while. So we are always ready to seek professional help whenever we feel like we need it again. So I was also planning on offering one on one personal development coaching services as well. Maybe if you're interested, let me know in the comment section. Maybe I could try to create my own self development coaching website in the future. So, yeah, maybe it could be a good idea because we all need to be coached once in a while by a therapist, but it doesn't really have to be a professional therapist. It could just be someone who is willing to listen to your problems. So we all need someone to guide, in our lives, someone who will help us in reaching our goals. Well, That's gonna be the end of this video. If you like this video so far, then be sure to like the video if you are still feeling highly motivated to start enjoying life now. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well to support what I've been doing on my channel to ensure that you all stay intrigued by my teaching so far. Be sure to click that notification bell to avoid missing out on my new video uploads. And with that being said, well, I hope to see you all again in the next video. So take care as always and enjoy life as beautiful as it is. I will see you all soon. Take care, everyone, and goodbye.